Hi, my name is Rebecca Smith, and I am a fourth-year PhD student here at UCLA in the Department of Comparative Literature, where I work in Spanish and Nahuatl, mostly, which is the language of the Aztecs. Now my work focuses on the smell of bloodshed in 16th century Spanish and Nahuatl texts, which is actually not as spooky as it sounds. As a kid, I was absolutely terrified of anything like a clown, an animatronic, a Disney character. So I have never to this day been to Chuck E. Cheese. I have, however, been to Disneyland, and I do have this great photo of me meeting Tigger for the first time, and I am bawling my eyes out. It's a pretty universal fascination, and it really plays into my research right now, where I'm trying to prove that both Nahuatl, that meaning Aztec, and Spanish scribes, when writing about what has been called the conquest of Mexico, they use these scare tactics of what, humans kind of universally fear, which appears to be blood and gore, and that which is seen to be unholy and that which smells bad, as a way to paint adversaries in the war in a worse light. And I think this comes back just to a deeply human fear of what is unknown, and the fear of not being able to be known too. It's a fear of looking into something's eyes and not being able to see yourself. And I think that's also like the beauty of comparative literature, which is trying to bridge those gaps between that which is what we think like us and that which we can't see as something that we can relate to but want to. I do believe that most fears are pretty universal, but one kind of meta fear that comes to mind that is culturally specific is susto, meaning fright, which is prevalent in Nahuatl and in a larger kind of Latin American context, in which the soul can leave the body after witnessing something traumatizing. In Nahuatl, that can be, perhaps being bitten by a snake and escaping narrowly with your life, and other kind of traumatizing events, which I think is something interesting to keep in mind when we're thinking about the experience of horror in general, and this kind of fright that we're inducing in ourselves when we watch films like Five Nights at Freddy's. On the one hand, I really do think it can be dangerous because it preys on our very human fears of that which is unknown, that which is not us, kind of distance between being understood and looking at something that we don't see as ourselves, whether that is other animals, other kinds of beings, or just other cultures. But at the same time, I've been seeing the genre being used for really radical political ends. I'm thinking about filmmakers like Jordan Peele, who have been able to turn the genre on its head. Instead of preying on our fears of the unknown, the powerless, the not us, it makes us look back at ourselves and also at the people who are closest to us, the people in power, the people who have made the certain systems that we're living in. So I think that it can be a really powerful tool if we do keep trying to question why we are so afraid of the other. Given my terrible experience with Tigger, I don't think I'm even lasting one night at Freddy's.